My name's Marie Harnish, and I'm a quilter. I'm an artist. I have always loved art. It got me through high school, and I got a degree in art at college, at Goshen College. Quilting, I told myself I wanted to do something different, and I wanted to quilt. By the time I was 50, I wanted to start quilting. And so I just kind of played around, got a better sewing machine, and just started taking a few classes. Quilts Plus was up in Nora area near North Central 86 in Westfield. Had some Quilts University classes, so I took all of those and just dove right into it and just absolutely loved making quilts. It's a creative outlet. I don't follow patterns very much specifically. I'd rather do some of my own designing. And that's really what I love, putting colors together, and it's just very relaxing and creative thinking, and is very, I'm compelled to create. I'll say that. I am compelled to create. I've always felt I've been compelled to create. Sometimes I create quilts right now, or sometimes I create garden things, garden areas, getting the plants right, and flowers. I do flowers and gardening. I mean, quilts have always been, you make something because you need it. Grandmas and mostly grandmothers made quilts because they needed something to cover their bed. They needed something to stay warm. And even now, even with the modern quilting movement, one of the things that they focus on is making utilitarian quilts, giving quilts to other people, giving quilts to charity, quilting to be used. And quilts are to be used. I think they're works of art, but I also think that they are to be used to cover bed or to use on a sofa. I have always been very fascinated with the Gee's Bend quilts. It's a group of African American people, mostly women, who started just making quilts out of whatever they had. And now they've become well known, and they're selling some of the things. They're in different museums, in the Smithsonian and other places. But they were just making quilts to use. And also, many of them were just designs, the roof line they would put together, or they were considered kind of some modern looking. Now they are considered kind of modern looking quilts. But I'm just fascinated by that. And I've worked on some 1890s quilts that are just amazing in how they're put together, the design, the intricacy, and somebody spent a lot of time hand stitching those together with scraps that they had, for a wedding or for a friend or for a baby quilt or something like that. I think they're just works of art. Well, as an artist, I'm very visual, and so it's very important for me to have colors so I can see them. So I have all these fabrics that I've collected. Some I purchased, some I've been given to me, but kind of so I can see them in color waves or designs. The batiks are over there. But I want to be able to see them because I'm always thinking about my next project. I've got a lot of projects and quilt ideas in my head. And so it's just nice to see them out so I can think, I should use that one for this quilt. As a visual artist, I also know that out of sight, out of mind. If it's in a drawer, I've got drawers over there. Oh yeah, I gotta go look over there to see what's in the drawer. So if I have it out, my mind is thinking about, oh, I could use this. Just thinking creatively with the colors. Well, this is my latest quilt that I've been working on, and the interior designer from Washington D.C. area has been looking for a Frank Lloyd Wright quilt maker for a number of years, and she happened to look online, and my name kept coming up. So her partner is an architect, and he loves Frank Lloyd Wright. And so he found a window, a Frank Lloyd Wright window, and so we've been working since like October on getting a proposal and design together, and he sent me architectural drawing, and I'm working to convert it into a quilt. So you can see there's the drawing and measurements that he sent me, and then I had it printed and printed bigger so I could read the measurements better, and then transposing it into the design. And the tricky part about Frank Lloyd Wright designs is that each one of these black is a only 3/4 inch strip, and you have to get the measurements extremely tight. That's kind of like the leaded part. So I'm taking the design and putting it into the quilt, and these small black, the leaded part of a Frank Lloyd Wright window, is a very narrow 3/4 inch black strip, and you have to be very precise in cutting those strips, and then very precise in sewing them, because a 1/4 inch is not very big. I mean, these are very 1/4 inch black leaded is very tricky to get it even and to get it straight. And then everything has to line up. And because of those black strips and the fabric, it stretches, you have to iron each piece. But they're really fun to put together. And this is my third Frank Lloyd Wright quilt wall hanging. And I'd like to do more because they're interesting. I'm very much interested in the mid-century modern aesthetic. And yeah, so it's been really fun to work with an architect and an interior designer to put this together for their bedroom.